It's happening again as Thunder fans are split on whether or not they want to trade for Cameron Johnson this offseason. It's definitely a possibility. It's not out of the realm of it. Like, looking, hey, all right, this Cameron Johnson trade isn't going to happen. They just won the championship, okay? But it's also in the realm of possibility it could happen. All right, some Thunder fans are speculating that, look, Presti's already traded away Dylan Jones. He could trade some more players to truly increase this dynasty that they could potentially go on, free up some roster space and cap for when Shai and Dort extensions go through, along with Chet and Jalen Williams, J-Dub extensions go through. So he could go ahead and plan for all of that in the future and trade for Cameron Johnson. The only downside is that any trade for Cameron Johnson, the centerpiece is going to have to be Isaiah Joe because of salary and the type of player he is, all right? Isaiah Joe and Cameron Johnson are very similar when it comes to three-point shooting. It just depends. Do you want more size and length and a potential starting four to move Chet to the 5 and Hartenstein on the bench? Or do you want to have it like, look, all right, I'm fine with the team how it is, all right? Keep Cameron Johnson out of here. We're fine how it is, okay? So I'm going to break down my thoughts on it. If I think trading for Cameron Johnson would be valuable, and if it were to be for Cameron Johnson, what some trades could look like. Before we get into all this, though, quick moment, recognize that 5,718 of you guys are now subscribed to the channel. Like I've said the past few videos, the growth you guys have shown this channel, along with the support you guys have shown, has been absolutely insane, and I couldn't be more thankful for all the constant support you guys give me. So if you guys want to join one of the fastest growing channels out here covering the Oklahoma City Thunder, your 2025 NBA champions, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification while you're at it as well. With that out of the way, let's go ahead, get into talking about what a Cameron Johnson trade would look like and could look like, and if it's actually, doable and should happen. And it's not just me that believes this, all right? There's some other people as well that believe this trade should and potentially could happen. The first one comes from Matt Tierney, or, Thunder Chats. It's Matt Tierney next that I'll show, I guess, all right? Thunder Chats, Dylan Hunsinger over at Topic Thunder, all right? One of the bigger guys out there. He said, it's been a week, Presti already trading dudes, let's talk repeat. Show the Cameron Johnson trade that he liked. I'll show you what the actual trade is later as well with this. Another guy that showcased it, Matt Tierney, okay? And, he showed a 3-team trade that involved the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Lakers need a certain position as well, and this could make it happen, especially since the Nets are looking to trade a certain center right now as well. So we can see there are realms of possibilities that could make this trade doable and actually happen. It's just a matter of, do you actually want to trade Isaiah Joe for Cameron Johnson? We can go ahead and look at the comparison and stats, all right? Here's Cameron Johnson. He averaged almost 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, along with half a block a game, then a steal a game. All right. He's not turning the ball over a ton either. 1.7 turnovers a game, 47% from the field, and 39% from 3. You'll take that out of your starting 4. You will 100% absolutely take that out of the starting 4. And he's not a bad 3&D player as well, averaging a steal a game. He's not a rim protector at all. He's more of a perimeter defender. And everyone looks at his defensive rating while he was in Brooklyn. Let me tell you, do not look at defensive rating all that much. Defensive rating is an individual stat based off of your team's success. If you have a horrible defense around you, but you're a good defender, your defensive rating is going to get worse. But if you're a bad defender surrounded by a good defensive team, your defensive rating will look even better, all right? It's an individual stat based off of team success. He's 6'8", 29 years old. He was 45% on corner threes. We could definitely use some more of that. 90% of his threes are assisted. Then 54% of all his shots are three-pointers. So just over at half his shots are threes, okay? He's only shooting 7 threes a game, and he's making them at a 39% clip. So he's taking 14 shots a game, somewhere around there. He's getting 18 points there, making 3 threes a game. You'll take that. There are some times we could have used him in that starting 5 or even with that bench unit for some three-point making in the playoffs. If we had him, we might not lose a single game in the playoffs when you look at how close some of the games we lost were. Let's go ahead and look at Isaiah Joe now. He averaged 10 points a game coming off the bench majority of the season, along with 2.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, half a steal a game, and then, just barely over 0 blocks a game. He had 0.1 blocks per game. Doesn't turn over a ton either. He's not really a ball handler, though. So that's another reason, but he also passes it very, very well. All right, he reads lanes correctly. 44% from the field, a little bit worse than Cameron Johnson, but 41% from three. He's 6'5", he's 25 years old. He's actually about to turn 26, so happy early birthday to Isaiah Joe. He shot 55% on corner threes, around the same as Cameron Johnson. 91% of his threes are assisted, but then almost 80% of all his shots are three-pointers. He's taking almost 7 threes a game as well. Same to Cameron Johnson, except, he's averaging more, less points. It might be, 1 3 a game, one less 3 a game Isaiah Joe has taken than Cameron Johnson. Realistically, if he's taking almost the same amount of threes but a better shooter, he should be averaging more points. But that's because he can't drive or work the mid-range quite like Cameron Johnson. And I think they're around the same defender as well. So it comes down to offensive gameplay. That's what it comes down to. Do you think Cameron Johnson has the deeper offensive bag than Isaiah Joe? I believe so. I personally think he has a deeper offensive bag. Not by much, but it is deeper, okay? So this is when I get into it. I would 100% be fine with the Cameron Johnson trade. It just comes down to what some trades could potentially look like for the, I say young four, all right? He's in his prime now. We're going to get him in his prime for the next 2 years on his contract. His contract also decreases, so it makes trading for him much, much easier. We'd have to go in the tax threshold, but I think Sam Presti, as long as we stay under the first and second apron, like we would be able to, I think he'd be willing to do it. And he could also trade him after 1 year of service as well for more draft picks if he wants to. So let's go ahead and start looking at what some trades could look like. This is the first one. This came from, Dylan Hunsinger, Thunder Chats. All right. This was his proposed trade. Cameron Johnson to the Thunder, and we would trade Isaiah Joe, Ousmane Dieng, and 2 first-round picks, our own in 2026, and then San Antonio's in 2027. That is top 16 protected. So, it's not a bad trade whatsoever. This is something that would get the deal done, and this is something very similar to what we saw could have happened in the regular season. I had sources that tell me this is what a trade, was close to happening for. All right? It's just a matter of they didn't want to trade multiple first-round picks, and I had a trade. I proposed a trade earlier as well that showcased, you don't have to trade multiple first-round picks, and you can still get it done. So this isn't a bad trade whatsoever. This is, the baseline of what we could see happening. All right? Next one would be for Matt Tierney, his trade that he proposed. And this is a pretty good trade as well for really every single squad besides maybe the Lakers. Thunder still get Cameron Johnson. They still trade Isaiah Joe, Ousmane Dieng. They just trade more picks in the process, which I don't like. Philadelphia first round, that's top 4 protected. It will convey. All right, Philadelphia should be a playoff team next year. 2027 first round pick via Denver, top 5 protected. I think that should convey to the Thunder as well. They should still be a borderline playoff team that year. There's no way they're a bottom 5 team in the NBA. And then a 2027 second round pick via Houston, Indiana, and or Miami, whichever one is the best, I believe. So I think we're trading a little bit too much there. I don't want to trade 3 draft picks for Cameron Johnson. 2 draft picks, that's it, and one of them is going to be a first, okay? The Lakers get involved. They get Nick Claxton. They want a center. DeAndre Ayton is now a free agent. They may be targeting him, but Nick Claxton wouldn't be a bad option for them to go after and trade for either if they can't sign Ayton. So this could be something that very well happens. Very well, we could see something like this happen. It's just, I don't know if the Lakers want to get involved if they can sign DeAndre Ayton. All right, so boom. The one I propose, though, and the one I think would be the best option, would be this one right here. I know we trade 3 draft picks, 2 of them second rounders, though, to sweeten that deal. So we'd get Cameron Johnson, all right, but then we would trade Isaiah Joe, Kenrich Williams, and hear me out on Kenrich Williams right here, all right? Let me finish this trade proposal, and I'll tell you about why I included Kenrich Williams. 2026 first round pick via Philadelphia, top 4 protected. Like I said, they should be a playoff team, should be in, bottom 20 pick, all right, somewhere in that 20 to 24 range, in my opinion, especially with a weaker Eastern Conference, okay. Second round pick via Boston, 2029 second round pick via Miami. I included 2 2029 second rounders because I think we have 6 right now. 6 second round picks in 2029. We can't use all those second round picks, so we might as well start including them in some trade packages. Now, why I included Kenrich Williams? I don't think he's getting on the older side. Okay, he's not getting where he's unplayable. It's just a matter of more roster, space and cap room for when some of these bigger extensions go into play. We'd free up some more cap space for going into Dub and Chet's extension years if we don't want to re-sign Ousmane Dieng. So we can have that going on right there where, okay, essentially we just freed up an extra $8 million in cap space when you look at it. an extra $8 million in cap space just by trading Kenrich Williams instead. So that's how I looked at it, getting more cap space for the big three extensions that you need to happen. And then Cameron Johnson is going to free you up an extra $24 million or something around there for his last year of a deal when that ends right there for a Shai extension. You're also going to have Isaiah Hartenstein done no matter what if you want to pick up his team option or not. I don't know if we pick up his team option after the next season, so it'll be interesting to keep a lookout for that. It's just I'm looking at it more of a, hey, we need to make these trades that make sense for cap space when some of these extensions go into play. This, including Kenrich Williams, is just going to make more sense to help out with Dub and Chet extensions while trying to keep a good core of role players around them. That's how I looked at it, okay? So, do I think trading for Cameron Johnson would be valuable? Yes. Do I think a trade's going to happen? I don't think so. I'd be very surprised if it does happen, but I do think it would benefit the team if they do make that trade. Let me know what you guys personally think about a Cameron Johnson trade down in the comment section below. I know some of you guys are going to hate me for going ahead and going, oh my goodness, another Cameron Johnson trade. You're so obsessed with them. I'm just reporting what some other people want to happen as well, and I would be fine with Cameron Johnson coming to the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's all I got. I'll see you guys in the next one.